revision will do. Welcome. So we saw that Prabhupada talked about the importance of ashrama because he was sitting in his ashrama when he concentrated his mind. What is the name of his ashram? Samyapras. That was his name of his ashram. Of course, Grihasthashram also. Then we saw that how was his vision, that he sat in meditation. Then we saw his vision we saw, and then he saw the Lord in full control of Maya. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranahite mare apashyat purusham puran maya cha tat apashraya. So he saw that Maya is under the control of Purusha, the Supreme Lord. And then he saw yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trimunatmakam paropi manute anartham tatkrutam chavipadyate. That he saw all the living entities under the clutch of Maya. Then we saw also that how it is not Krishna wants jivas under Maya, but who wants? Jiva himself, because of his own situation, comes under Maya, and then that is just facilitated by the Lord. And then we saw the three examples also, how the Prabhupada gives the jail and the king and jail meets and father and children. And then he starts giving the solution. That anarthopashamam saksha bhakti yogam adhokshite lokasya ajanato vidmanas chakre sattvat samhita. And that's where the sattvat samhita comes into picture. Then comes the results or the importance of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Then we saw that shoka moha bhayapa, that how these three things are destroyed. Yasya vai Shuyamanaya Krishne Param Purushe Bhakti Utpadyate Pumsa Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. So that was the 7th. So we are starting with the 8th now. So the 8th to 11th, this section is Vyasadeva teaches Srimad Bhagavatam to Shukadeva Goswami. So that is the section 8 to 11. So we chant together. Sasamhitam Bhagavatim Krutvanukramya Chatmajam Shukamadhyapayamasa Nivrutti Niratam Munihi. Who is having the...
Today mic is on.
Mic is on. Huh?
After some time.
Okay. Okay.
The great sage Vyasadeva, after compiling the Srimad Bhagavatam and revising it, taught it to his own son, Sri Shukadeva Goswami, who was already engaged in self-realization.
Yeah. So, two, three things to be understood here is Krutva Anukramya means he, Anukramya means revised. So, that means what Bhagavatam we have is revised Bhagavatam. Because he compiled 4 Vedas and then wrote Mahabharata, and also before Mahabharata he had written 18 Puranas. So this 18 Puranas also includes Srimad Bhagavatam. But then after this, his dialogue with his own Guru, Narad Muni, he revised that Bhagavatam, which was not Amala Purana, that was one of the 18 Puranas, but then he revised it. And that's how what we have is revised version of Bhagavatam after he met his Guru, Narad Muni. And then he says, Shukam Adhyapayamasa. Adhyapayamasa means he taught. Nivritta Niratam Munihi. Nivritta means
Prabhupada, I think purport that Bhagavatam is compiled after Mahabharata.
yeah, Mahabharata. Because the whole pastimes of Mahabharata are also included in this. The Sarvatrunapanish also is coming there.
The Puranas are written after Mahabharata.
No. Revised.
First is what?
It is written that Puranas are written before Mahabharata. Bhagavatam is written after Mahabharata.
Okay. So here Prabhupada writes, certain from the text of Bhagavatam that it was compiled before disappearance of King Parikshit and after the departure of Lord Krishna. According to revealed scriptures and astrological calculations, the age of Kali is in its 5,000 years. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled not less than 5,000 years ago. Mahabharata was compiled before Srimad Bhagavatam and the Puranas were compiled before Mahabharata. So first Purana, then Mahabharata, and then Srimad Bhagavatam. Like that.
So the thing which you did, there is a second revision.
Yeah.
First revision is Sukadeva Goswami, and then he wrote
Not a revision.
second edition.
This Amala Purana only he told to Sukadeva Goswami.
No, what we read, that is what Sukadeva Goswami is telling. What we read.
Sukadeva Goswami is
saying to the
yeah.
second revised. Third.
No, that is not revised.
Same.
That is just the same thing
Repeat.
repeated again. A repetition is different than revision. Addition.
That is the including the Sukadeva Goswami comments.
Mm-hmm. So it was edited. Revised means. Huh?
Yeah, they also wrote what Sukadeva Goswami said.
Yes. That's what I had heard when I was learning Bhagavatam. So I'm just repeating it. Okay.
So 3 things.
Hmm.
You were saying 3 things in this book.
Yeah, so one is that Anukramya means revised, and then he taught him to his son, Sukadeva Goswami, and then there's Sukadeva Goswami is given the title as Nivritta Niratam Muni. Nivritti Niratam Muni means he was on the path of Nivritti Marga. So he has left everything, and then he was already on the path of self-realization. Right? Text 9. So, yes.
This, when did this Vyasdev taught Shukdev Goswami? When he was in womb or
Afterwards.
it is said like as soon as he was born he ran into the jungle.
Yeah. So when he was born, he ran to jungle. That whole pastime comes in previous chapters. That he ran behind and then he left.
He left.
Then this whole episode happened about Srimad Bhagavatam. Then he sent his disciples in the forest to recite Srimad Bhagavatam to attract Sukadeva Goswami.
To bring him
So when Sukadeva Goswami heard, that comes ahead. It's about to come.
So,
how he attracted and then taught him.
so he taught Shukdev Goswami after Shukdev Goswami narrated this thing to Parikshit Maharaj.
No, no, before that.
Before that, you said after this whole incident happened.
पहले सुखदेव गोस्वामी को बताया फिर उन्होंने परीक्षित महाराज को बताया।
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
नहीं तो कैसे पहले कैसे ठीक है
पर उन्होंने बाद में लिखा ये सब।
Yes, yes. Okay, text 9. Shaunaka uvacha स वै निवृत्तनिरतः सर्वत्रोपेक्षको मुनिः कस्य वा बृहतीमेता आत्मारामसमभ्यसात्।
Srila Shaunak asked Suta Goswami, Sri Shukdev Goswami was already on the path of self-realization and thus he was pleased with his own self. So why did he take the trouble to undergo the study of such a vast literature?
Yeah. So he says, okay, so where are we? Right. So few things are here. Three qualities of Shukadeva Goswami are taught. Nivrutta Nirataha. Nivrutta Nirataha means engaged in path of self-realization. He was attracted to the first of the three features. Which one?
Brahman.
Yeah, he was a Brahman realized. That's why he is called as Nivrutta Nirataha. Sarvatra Upekshako. Upeksha means indifference. So he was Sarvatra Upeksha. That means anything material he was not in favor of doing it. So he was indifferent in every aspect in the life. And he was also Atmarama. Atmarama means self-satisfied. He had no need of any external feature to give him pleasure. He was already on that platform. And that's how the question comes is, if he was like this, already he was on the path of self-realization, already he was not attracted to anything material, and he was completely satisfied within himself, then why did he undergo trouble to study Srimad Bhagavatam? Like that. So he is not supposed to go through the trouble of studying, because studying Srimad Bhagavatam is not just simple thing. For us, 6 cantos are going to take 2.5 hours, 2.5 years. So that is good, and then giving so many assignments, exams, like that. So Atma Ramas, they don't go through all these things. Similarly, some brahmacharis also don't want to go through it. So they are asking that why this Atma Rama, already on that platform, why he is going through. Yeah. Prabhupada writes, those who take pleasure in sense enjoyment or those who are fixed in material bodily welfare work are called as karmis. So whether you are doing sense, concentrated sense enjoyment, or the welfare work also comes in the category of extended sense gratification. So the purpose is sense gratification only. Okay.
For others.
Huh? That is self. Others means for his own society, for his own. No, but for his own wife, children, society, his own family, sometimes one's nation. That is also extended sense gratification. Pivotal point is he himself only. He will serve only India because he is born in India. So he is the text 10. Sutta uvacha Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Apyurukrame Kurvanti Ahaitu Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi.
Sutta Goswami said, all different varieties of Atmarama, those who take pleasure in the Atma, or spirit of self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kind of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls.
So this is very important verse which is discussed in Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita and many other places. Because this is the verse which was discussed between two great personalities, that is
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Mahaprabhu. Yeah, Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again. So this shloka is very important in a sense. This gives an understanding of how even Atmarama or Nirgrantha, 2-3 verses have come here. Atmaram means one who seeks pleasure in his own self. Nirgrantha means
Above
Ah.
the scripture.
Granthi means
No.
so Grantha means the scriptures. Granthi means
Not.
knot or bondage. So we are bound by 3 modes. So anybody who is Nirgrantha means above the 3 modes or above the rules and regulations of scriptures. That is also Nirgrantha. Like somebody has become like Shukadeva Goswami. He was considered Nirgrantha. That for him there is no need of any social rules and regulations. Like he was not wearing clothes. That is called Nirgrantha. That he has no social responsibilities on his head. But then the sloka says that Kurvanti ahitukim bhaktim itham bhuta guno harihi. Because such nivritti nirataha nirapeksha atmaramas, they are not attracted to anything of this world. Neither they want to get into activities of this world. So they will never get into karma kanda, jnana kanda, yoga, etc. But then here we find that such exalted personality like Shukadeva Goswami was hearing and studying Srimad Bhagavatam. So that was the question asked. So the answer is this: Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha api urukrame kurvanti ahitukim bhaktim itham bhuta guno harihi. Because they are attracted by the wonderful qualities of Lord Hari. So that's how the wonderful qualities of Lord Hari are placed above anything material. So this shloka cuts the misunderstandings of all the Mayavadis, impersonalists like that, because for them the Lord, that is also under Maya, that is also under this world, the 3 gunas. So then somebody who is liberated, who is above 3 gunas, again he is becoming attracted to the Lord and his pastimes. So this cuts off the misconception of Mayavadis and impersonalists. And And that's how this shloka was discussed between Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, we see that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in Jagannath Puri, so he knew that when he goes to Jagannath Puri, there is a huge opposition there because he had just taken sannyas at the age of 24. So we all are above that now. So, and then he stayed a few days at the house of Advaita Acharya, and from there directly they went to Jagannath Puri. And then there was this Dandabhanga pastime that the Nityananda Prabhu broke Danda in 3 places, threw in the river. From there, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked alone. And when he started seeing the chakra, paid obeisances, and started running, that was kilometers. Then he ran, and then while approaching Jagannath, he fainted. And then there comes the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was considered the chief amongst all the Mayavadis there. So then he somehow, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made him do service by lifting him and taking him to his own home. So we see in the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita also that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu generally transformed many elite class people. Like he transformed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was like, he was the counselor for the king. Because whatever he counseled the king, king will do it. So in that sense, he had such a great influence that if he influences king, then king can do anything. So that was the case. And that's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose him. That if I can just turn this one person to Srimad Bhagavatam, then other things can be taken care. And that's what happened. We see that when he was transformed, within few days only, 7 days, when that conversation was there between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that you are so young, so beautiful, how you are going to maintain the vows of your sannyas? So he said, please tell me what can I do? He said, I'll teach you Vedanta. And then for whole 1 week, he was hearing Vedanta, sitting, didn't ask anything. And then we know that that's how the conversation happened. The Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya loved Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a father because there was some connection. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's home is there in Navadvip. His father is from Navadvip. So, when he heard that he is the son of his father's friend, then he was very happy. That oh, ye to gaon wale hai, like that. So he had extra love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then the conversation was there, and then he transformed. And then we see that king was also transformed just because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was transformed. So when king was asking, who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. King said, accepted. Because you told me, I accept. Because I know how great you are. And then if you are accepting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as God, I also accept. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he was going, he was just catching the top person and then just start preaching.
Chase the rhino.
Huh?
Chase the rhino.
Yeah, chase the rhino. So, he went to South India also. Ramananda Rai he caught. Prakashananda Saraswati he caught. Rupa Sanatan Goswami he caught. So we see that he did all 6 Goswamis caught. Huh?
Buddhist.
Buddhist monk he caught. So, and then Nityananda Prabhu was doing the ground level. And he was going house to house like that. So here, this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, when they were discussing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that you tell the meaning of this verse. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told 9 ways of different meanings without touching each other. So completely, and he was so scholar because he's Brahaspati only. So that was like a PhD thesis almost, the kind of explanation he gave. Somebody else would have been there, he would be fainted only there. But then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Mahaprabhu to explain it. Mahaprabhu explained another 18 ways without touching previous 9. So then it was a time for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to faint. So he understood that this is humanly impossible because he knew his own capabilities and then he understood that this is beyond human, and that's how he surrendered. But then we see that in future when Sanatana Goswami conversation is there, which happened. So there Sanatana Goswami again asked this question that I heard that you had a conversation with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and then you gave varieties of meanings. I want to hear that. Mahaprabhu said, I don't remember. He said that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was mad and I was also mad. And then some conversation happened. And but if you are asking, I'll try. Like that he tried and then he gave 61 different explanations. So that is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
61 का पूरा दिया है।
61 का दिया है. So basically it's a permutation combination. For example, if you see the purport, he says that there are in the shloka there are 11 elements. 11 words are there and they can be taken differently, and if they joined with other explanations by permutation combination, different meanings may come. So this 2 shlokas which were sung by the disciples of Vedavyas attracted the Sukadeva Goswami. You all can repeat this. You are able to see this. Barhapidam natavaravapu Karnayo karnikaram Bibhradvasa kanakakapisham Vaijayanti chamala Bandhran renu adhar sudhaya Purayan gopa vrindai Vrindaranyam swapadaramanam Pravishat Gita Kirtihi. This talks about the beauty of Krishna. That how beautiful Krishna is. That he is keeping the more piece, the Barhapidam. And then he looks like a very nicely dressed dramatic actor who has kept lily flowers in his ears. And then the dress is like a glittering gold. And then he's carrying a Vaijayanti mala. And when he plays the flute, that is so sweet that all the gopas, gopis, they become mad. And then that's how he travels in Vrindavan, like that. So by seeing the beauty of Krishna, that was the first jolt Sukadeva Goswami had. That he said that this is beyond this world, and that's how he was attracted. And then second shloka, which was attracting to him is
Abhobaki.
Aho Bakiyam Stanakalakutam Jighansaya Payayadapyasadhi Lebhe Gatim Dhatri Uchitam Tanonyan Kam va dayalu sharanam vrajema. So here also we see that Ahobakiyam Stana Kalakutam. That Baki, who is Baki? Putana. So sister of Bakasur. So they had a nice brother sister. Three were there. Baki, Bakasur and Aghasur. So Asur family. So then when she came smearing the very deadly poison on her breast to kill Krishna, but then Krishna is so merciful. Lebhe gatim dhatrim. Dhatri means second mother,
None.
nurse. Like that. Lebhe gatim dhatrim uchitan. That she achieved the gati of dhatri in the spiritual world. Kam va dayalu. So when he heard the qualities of Krishna, is dayalu, how merciful Krishna is, he was very much attracted. So these two things attracted him: beauty of Krishna and quality of Krishna, nature of Krishna. So that was very attractive, and that's how he was. He came back. Then he asked these disciples of Vyasadeva, "What is this?" Then they said that this is your father's creation only. So then he came back and then learnt Srimad Bhagavatam from his own father. So you can also read Prabhupada writes big purport. Yeah. So Chakravarti Pad in the commentary of this sloka writes three things. He says that that's how generally we'll see that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, whenever he writes from the rasa point of view. So he writes here that this Atma Rama is Krishna only, because Krishna also is Atma Rama. So then he says that how this Krishna, who is Atma Rama, is attracted to bhakti of devotees. So although he is Urukrama, he is very great in his activities, although he is Nirgrantha, he has nothing to give and take with Rajagun, Tamagun, and but still he is attracted to the bhakti of devotees. So Chakravarti Thakur writes like that. So he writes there three things. He writes that how he is attracted to the bhakti of gopis. That at the dead of the night, although he is Atma Rama, he had a desire to have a Ras Leela. So that is this sloka, that Atma Rama Munaya Nirgrantha Api Urukrame. That's how he was very attracted to the devotional service of the gopis. And then he says that even Uddhava, when he is talking to in the 11th canto, he says that, my dear Uddhava, I love you so much that my love for my incarnations, even my love for Lakshmi, that also cannot surpass how much I love you. Like that. So that's how we see that Krishna loves devotees and he wants to reciprocate with devotees more than he himself enjoys within. That's what Atmarama means. Atmarama means one who enjoys within. But then his pleasure of reciprocating with devotees more than that Atmarama pleasure. And that's how we see that such Atmaram Krishna deals in which uh, situation. Generally, this is very much this pastime of Krishna's childhood pastime comes under this category. That Krishna is attracted, becomes overwhelmed by devotees' love. Okay. Damodar Leela. That's where the whole description is there, that how, although he is so great, but then he becomes small. Although he is Atmarama, but then he wants to have the butter, and then so many things. Although he is the owner of everything, still he steals the butter. And then he is the fear personified, but then he fears like that. So, although he is not supposed to do anything, but then he goes through all these things just because he loves reciprocating with his devotees. And then third also, he says that aham bhakta paradhino, where he says Ambarish Maharaj. So in the Ambarish Maharaj case, he clearly tells that I am bhakta paradhino. Text 11. हरेर्गुणाक्षिप्तमती भगवान् बादरायणिः अध्यगान् महदाख्यानम् नित्यं विष्णुजनप्रियः. Who is reading?
Srila Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Srila Vyasadeva, was not only transcendentally powerful, he was also very dear to the devotees of the Lord. Thus he underwent the study of this great narration, Srimad Bhagavatam.
So here, how Sukadeva Goswami was attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam? He says that, Harer Guna Akshipta, being absorbed in the qualities of Lord Krishna. Yeah. So this is how the devotees are very much absorbed in thinking how Krishna is great, how Krishna is kind, how Krishna is, and that's how it makes them drown in the great bliss, like that. So that when we were like, we were doing drama on the it was Ram Navami or something, and then Radhavan Maharaj came, and then he was just another side of the stage only. He came because he couldn't come down to the seats. So So he came directly from backside and then he was sitting on the stage only. That side. Just behind the curtain, and then I could see that whole 1 hour he was just shedding tears only. Things were going on. And he was. So now when outside people they see that Ravana is kidnapping Sita, they may also shed tears in the material sense that they shed tears even in the movies also. when, so that tears are emotional outburst of their material things. But here we could see that how much he was remembering Lord Ram and then his different qualities, and that's how a devotee absorbed in the qualities of the Lord. So, here the one word comes Vishnu Janapriyaha. Nityam Vishnu Janapriyaha. So the Prabhupada writes in the purport that after studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami become dear to Vishnu Jana, means devotees. So previously, when Shukadeva Goswami was a impersonalist, and then devotees were okay. But then when he became devotee, after reading Srimad Bhagavatam, then he became dear to all the Vaishnavas. And another meaning also is there that after reading Bhagavatam, devotees of Vishnu, Vaishnavas, became dear to Shukadeva Goswami. Previously he was not worried about association. That's how he was roaming in the forest. But after reading Bhagavatam, he wanted to be in the association of devotees. Okay. That's how when he saw that there is a lot of association is there in Hastinapur, so many people have gathered. When? Parikshit Maharaj's departure. Then he came there. So that's nice. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Text 12. परीक्षितोऽथ राजर्षे जन्म कर्म विलापनम् संस्थां च पाण्डुपुत्राणां वक्ष्ये कृष्णकथोदयम्
Sud Goswami thus addressed the rishis. This is headed by Saunaka. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of Lord Sri Krishna and topics of the birth, activities and deliverance of King Parikshit, the sage amongst king, as well as topics of renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu.
Yeah. So he's telling that now I'll be talking about the activities of Krishna and activities of Pandu and yeah. So he's telling that not only I'll be speaking directly about Krishna, but speaking about the devotees also is Krishna Katha only. And Prabhupada writes that in purport. The last line he writes, the devotees and the Lord are interlinked and they cannot be separated. Therefore, talks about them are all Krishna Katha, or topics of Lord. So like that. So when we are having Srimad Bhagavatam class every day in the morning, one day we have Prabhupada Lilamrita also. So that Prabhupada Lilamrita is also Krishna Katha. And that's how we do that as a Bhagavatam time. So there is no difference. one devotee was telling that the way the Chaitanya Charitamrita is there are so many pastimes of so many devotees, different devotees preaching this, that. So when the Chaitanya Charitamrita edition will be there in future, some section will be of Prabhupada's, how he spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. That also will be the part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because Chaitanya Charitamrita is going on, it is not stopped. It's like that. The way we find the later devotees like Narottam Das Thakur and many others, that is like just extension of that Chaitanya Charitamrita. So similarly it has. So in that sense, all of you are also part of that Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because that is going on. Wherever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories are distributed.
Prabhupada tells in the conversation that when the devotee asks that if we're going to Goloka, when the devotees have to go and take part in the Leela, we are always happening in the material world. Then devotee asks because Krishna Leela and Chaitanya are the same. So the way we are taking part means we are also part of the Leela now only. Prabhupada confirms 2 times yes.
Yes. So the thing is, some will understand, some will not. And then Prabhupada writes in the middle, Srimad Bhagavatam is also a Purana, but the special significance of this Purana is that the activities of the Lord are central and not just supplementary historical facts. So, that is the difference between the other Puranas and Bhagavad Purana. Other Puranas are also historical facts, and sometimes Krishna is stressed. But then Bhagavatam is that activities of the Lord are central, not just one of the historical facts. So now from here on, 12 to 16 comes as the lamentation part. Now these 5 sons were killed of Draupadi. Now the birth of Parikshit Maharaj is going to start. That's how it is. So birth, activities and death of Parikshit Maharaj. That's how it is discussed now, henceforward. So text 13 and 14. Ashwathama,
Pandavas, 5 Pandavas.
5 Pandavas,
Their children, 5.
the commander-in-chief was given to Ashwathama. Actually, Ashwathama is also a very great personality in that sense. Although this act of his was very heinous. But then if you see Ashwathama, he was considered very kind of a glorious, because he had a very superior connections with Dronacharya's son. He was having the Shakti of Surya and then many other demigods. They had empowered him. So that's how this Ashwathama was very powerful in fighting and many other things. So that Ashwathama had many other weapons also. Before he could, now ahead it comes that he attacked with Brahmastra. So in the battle also he had attacked Pandavas once with a Narayanastra. That when the Pandavas were attacked with this Narayanastra, they saw that it is something very powerful astra is coming. So then all the Pandavas, they took out their own highest weapons to counteract. Krishna said, don't be foolish. This is Narayanastra. You can't compete. This is what to do. This is bow down, pay obeisances. Then Narayanastra will not do anything. So all 4 Pandavas paid obeisances except Bhima. Bhima said nothing doing. Why should I? Kshatriya. So then he was fighting, and then the whole Narayanastra was now focused on Bhima. Actually, it was supposed to be focused on 5 Pandavas. So Bhima was getting burnt. So then Arjuna was requesting him that please bow down. He was not ready to bow down. Then Arjuna had to literally make him bow down. And then the Astra was pacified. So that was Ashwatthama. He could have that kind of power. So when Ashwatthama became commander-in-chief, he wanted to take revenge. That's how it was. He thought that my father was killed unreligiously because his father was doing meditation. No Astra was there. And still, who climbed the chariot and killed? Drishtadyumna. And he said Drishtadyumna came and killed, and nobody said anything to him. What is this? So, if he can kill my father when he is in meditation, why can't I do that when Pandavas are sleeping? So, although nobody supported him, this Krutamarma, Krupacharya, many others, but because he was the chief now, so they have to hear him. And that's how they attacked 5 sleeping Pandavas at night. So that also came under the Krishna's arrangement only. That generally the Pandavas used to sleep at one place, but that day by Krishna's arrangement, they shifted somewhere. So when he came, he saw that he couldn't approach Pandavas, but then there were these 5 sons of Pandavas, and he felt that at least something I should carry. And then that's how he killed all these 5. He went, and then they were sleeping. So he beheaded them when they were sleeping. Knowingly. Because when he came to know that I cannot kill Pandavas now, Pandavas difficult. Then whoever was at his hand, he killed. Like that. The whole purpose was to finish the Pandava race. And that's what he was doing repeatedly. He wanted to kill Pandavas, then he couldn't, so he killed 5 sons. At least some partial achievement to the Pandavas dynasty. And then again he had sent Brahmastra on 5 Pandavas. At that time also Krishna saved him. And again he killed Parikshit Maharaj, who was the last kind of descendant. So that was he was doing. So his understanding was that adharma has to be reacted with adharma. Because my father was killed with adharma, then I will also kill others with adharma. So that is the difference between Pandavas and Ashwatthama. Although Pandavas were treated so many times adharmically, they were tried to insulted, they were put in so many deadly situations, but then still they were religious. Although after killing of so many 100 Pandavas, 100 Kauravas and then many others, now who was the king? Yudhishthira Maharaj. But still who was sitting on the throne? Dhritarashtra only. Shamelessly he was sitting there. And Dhritarashtra didn't say anything. Every day Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthira Maharaj will go and touch his feet and giving all the respect and things like that. He didn't say that, no, you were the cause of Draupadi's misfortune, you are the cause of so many troubles to us, get lost. So they always acted religiously only. Yeah.
It is also said that Ashwatthama will be the next master.
Yeah.
So then it seems that the future is already predicted for him, and that's how it happens that someone is destined to be becoming great, or like he will act as Vyasadeva, that means he will become pure devotee. So how is that if he chooses to do wrong, then how it is destined that he will only become the pure devotee?
No, as we see that when you say pure devotee, there are different levels of pure devotee. Like when you say Brahma is a pure devotee, all Brahmas are devotees, no doubt only. But then specifically Prabhupada writes that our Brahma of this current universe is a pure devotee. So that some Brahmas may glide down, but some Brahmas who are like pure devotees, they reach back to the spiritual world. So one is to be a great personality, and another is to be a pure devotee. There are two different things. So and then there may be many categories like that. So that's how we are discussing that Ashwatthama is a great personality, no doubt. And that's what our Bhagavatam, no, the Mahabharata describes. Mahabharata very nicely describes about his birth. Even the demigods were very kind of jubilant. They were blessing Ashwatthama when he was born, because he was a great person like that. So that's how it is. Like King Indra is a great person. All the ahutis in yajnas goes to King Indra. So he's a great person, no doubt. Because this is how the dharma and adharma becomes very difficult to understand. So now he was giving justification that because I was treated adharmically, I'll also, I can kill others adharmically. But then we see that selflessness, selfishness, adharma, dharma, that becomes always a very, that's how Mahabharata is. It's always very grey zone. Dharma, adharma, always there is a dvandva like that. But then we see that sometimes Pandavas also had to go through some kind of such little shift from religious activities, like killing of Dronacharya. So Krishna told that you say that Ashwatthama is dead. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj said, no, how it can be? He says, no, you do it. And then somehow they killed some elephant, Ashwatthama, and then they said, okay, now you say. And then he was a little reluctant and all that thing happens. And of course he said, Ashwatthama killed like that. So we see that Pandavas also did these kind of things. And Yudhishthira Maharaj later on he was doing the Ashwamedha Yajna also, Rajasuya Yajna also. Rajasuya Yajna means you become the
That was
emperor.
previously.
All, I know, asking. So that is like a self-glorification almost, that one want to put oneself as a monarch of the whole world, Chakravarti Samrat. But then we see that it looks selfish, but that selfishness was used selflessly in Krishna's service and the whole world's service. Like that. Isn't it? So, the Yudhishthir Maharaj wanted to be the king, appears selfish, but the purpose was not selfish, purpose was selfless. So when the selfishness is used in the service of selfless service to Krishna and others, that is justified still. So, but then in Mahabharata, another character comes, that is Bhishma Deva, who also was selfless. But then his selflessness was subservient to the selfish desires of Dhritarashtra. So that was not taken so nicely. So it is not selflessness or selfishness. What is the outcome? For what purpose you are doing it? If you are doing dharma for Krishna, very nice. Adharma for Krishna, very nice. So when it is for Krishna, everything is nice. Yeah.
This plan of killing Dronacharya, and we are, as you were also telling that Narova Kunjarava, that was the plan. But that plan was not successful. So that plan was made by whom? So that plan of killing Dronacharya by telling that Narova Kunjarava.
That was made by Krishna only. What was happening is that day he was in full force, our Dronacharya. And it was evident that if he just go on like that, he will damage the whole Pandavas. So Krishna said that it has to be stopped. And there is only one way. He is very emotional when it comes to his son. So this news has to be told to him that his son is dead. Afterwards he may come to know that he is alive. No problem. But now he should be stopped by somehow or other.
So then after that, Drishtadyumna killed Dronacharya.
So that was not supported by Pandavas.
That was for his own cause.
Yeah,
because
that was
he
his
had
own.
sent Arjuna and then Drupadwala.
Yeah, yeah.
So Drishtadyumna killed because of that reason. And then after that, Ashwatthama killed Drishtadyumna because of that thing. So
Yeah.
here you are telling that he is justifying that how come this Drishtadyumna killed my father in meditation. For that he took revenge already by killing Drishtadyumna. Here why he is killing the five sons of Pandavas then?
So his revenge was not yet satisfied. He was not satisfied with that revenge.
His intention is to support Duryodhana, that Pandava
He
race
wanted
need to be
He wanted to please Duryodhana completely,
to
telling that
Pandava race.
I wiped off Pandavas. Okay, text 15. Yes.
So in the you just told that story that to make Yudhishthira Maharaj speak that Ashwatthama got killed. So they killed one elephant. They could have killed one hen.
Yeah, क्या है कि battlefield there were no hens. They had horses, elephants, like that. Okay. Text 15. Yeah.
Why? Actually, same question. But then I'm feeling for those readers who will be seeing Ashwatthama as well. Like, how would they be able to adjust the fact that this personality was so cruel and
They will not know now.
why the Lord has such a system that first only He has predicted that okay, these people will be the post holders, and in between they may do whatever they want. Like why it is not based on the current standing of the person. Like
Actually, how the thing is, we see only one
In our
perspective, what we know.
Krishna.
There are so many other things about him which we may not know. For example, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, nobody will respect Indra.
But he's a big devotee.
Because for us it appears that he is always doing some trouble. And still Krishna keeps supporting him and putting him on.
Helping.
So it is not that Krishna doesn't have any other entity to put. It appears like that. Why so much partiality? But then we don't know how great he is. He is great in his own way, and that is just reciprocated. Bhima is, Brahma is supporting Indra. Everybody is supporting Indra. Some reason has to be there. It cannot be without reason. So something beyond. Okay, text 15 translation.
Draupadi, the mother of 5 children of the Pandavas, after hearing of the massacre of her sons, began to cry in distress with eyes full of tears. Trying to pacify her in her great loss, Arjuna spoke to her thus.
Text 16 translation.
O gentle lady, when I present you the head of that degraded Brahma after beheading him with arrows from my Gandiv bow, I shall then, with the tears from your eyes and pacify you. Then after burning your son's body, you can take your bath standing on his head.
Yeah, so this is how the generally Kshatriyas speak. Like blood and cut head and all that. So, text 17. So here is the text 17, very special. Krishna first enters in Bhagavatam. So this is the verse where Krishna makes his entry. The hero is entering now in the Harila. Iti priyam valgu vichitra jalpai sa santvayitva chutamitra sutaha anvadravam dvam shita ugradhanva kapidvajo guruputram rathena.
Arjuna, who is guided by the infallible Lord, is trained in a driver. Thus satisfy the dear lady by such statements. Then he dressed in armor and armed himself with ferocious weapons. And getting into his chariot, he set out to follow Ashwatthama, the son of his martial teacher.
So here we see that 17 to 34 is Arjuna capturing Ashwatthama, and then the whole Brahmastra and thing, that episode comes 17 to 34. Translation of 18.
Ashwatthama, the murderer of the princess, seeing from a great distance Arjuna coming at him with great speed, fled in his chariot, panic stricken just to save his life, as Brahma fled in fear from Shiva.
Yeah. So there, Brahma fled in fear of Shiva. Like that, Ashwatthama fled because he knew that Arjuna is coming like a death now. In purport, Prabhupada writes that pastime where Brahmaji or the how he was fled in fear when the Shiva attacked him after he getting attracted to his own creation. Right? And then another pastime also he writes that there was a Vidyunmali who was gifted a golden chariot by Lord Shiva, and then he started competing with sun only. That whichever part the sun was not there, it was dark. So this Vidyunmali used to go with this chariot and make it dark, illuminated. So sun became so angry, he said that what is this? So sun melted that whole chariot. So Lord Shiva became very angry, and then he ran behind sun to punish. So sun ran in great fear. And then this sun fell at Kashi. And that's how the Kashi also is called as a Lola Arka. Yes. Arka means sun. Text 19. Translation.
When the son of Brahma, Ashwadhama, saw that his horses were tired, he considered that there was no alternative for protection outside of his using the ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra.
Yeah. So here we see that when the son of Brahmana, Ashwathama, that he used this Brahmastra. The word comes with Brahmashira. So, yeah. So here we see that Ashwathama, understanding that now he is in great danger, he took the last resort. He took the last end he went, because he knew that anything in between he uses, he may be defeated. And he knew that this is the highest astra, and that's how he used that highest astra. The way we see that Indra, he wanted to defeat the Brajavasis. Little bit here they have been burnt, but then because he was so angry, so impulsive, that he called for Samvartaka only. He said that let the whole world understand. So here also we see that that's how the impulsive behavior of Ashwathama is shown here. That he did not think what will happen if I do this. But then we can, in contrast, see the behavior of Arjuna. When he sees, when he understands this is Ashwashira, or the Brahmastra coming, and then he asks Krishna what to do. Then Krishna says that Brahmastra is very difficult to challenge. You have to shoot another Brahmastra. Then Ashwathama, this Brahmastra is coming, Krishna is here, Arjuna is here. Arjuna first pays obeisances to Krishna, does parikrama, then he chants his mantras, and then he sends. So he understands that it's great responsibility to send Brahmastra, and it's not, you can't just send it like that. So that is the difference between Arjuna and Ashwathama, how they react to the very trying situation. And how Arjuna could be so proactively behaving with such trying situation, and that is his connection with Krishna. Anybody who is in connection with Krishna will not act impulsively like Ashwathama. Text 20. Translation.
Since his life was in danger, he touched water in country and concentrated upon the chanting of the hymns or throwing heavy weapons, although he did not know how to withdraw such weapons.
Yeah. So he touched the water and then chanted the mantra, and here it says also, although he did not know how to withdraw such a weapon. So this is irreligious practice. These weapons were very powerful, and person who is responsible will have both, how to shoot and how to withdraw. Then only he will do that. But then here he knew only half and then he shot. So that is the problem with the even modern society also. That all the gadgets, they know how to produce it. They know how to put it in market, but they don't know how to withdraw it. Now everybody knows how to use mobile, but they don't know how to restrict the use of mobile. That they don't know. They know how to kind of have the free lifestyle, but they don't know how to control that. So this is also Ashwathama mentality only. So Ashwathama also is very expert in only throwing. He was not expert in controlling it. Like that. So that's how the current modern man also is carrying the Ashwatthama mentality. Right? Although he is not fully equipped, but he is very expert in showing off his powers like that. So the humans with advanced technology without any inner values. And then Mahabharata describes that why this value was not there with Ashwatthama. At one place it is said that when Duryodhana was lying dead, almost dead, half dead, and then Duryodhana was very kind of disappointed that now the Pandavas also will be killed, and then how the race will go. So he suggested Ashwatthama that in case something happens, you can beget the Kurus in the womb of my wife, like that. And then Ashwatthama didn't say anything, but in his mind he accepted the proposal of Duryodhana. And that was considered break in his character. So that was considered, even his mental acceptance was considered breach of character. And that's how it is said that because he was not controlled, that's how he couldn't control even Brahmastra. Like that. But Arjuna was not like that. Arjuna could control his mind and senses when Urvashi proposed him in heaven. He could say no with his mind and senses, keeping in control. Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever we read this section, so then we find that Brahmastra is very devastating. So, what was the actual use in any instances wherever we have seen Brahmastra is being used? So, every time where there was some person, some personality will come and then he will say that this is very devastating. So please take it back or don't use. So then, what was the actual use then from Brahmastra? Why it was there? Is there any instance where it has been used positively or positively?
You said Arjuna used?
I have not come across the positive use of Brahmastra, but surely there will be some. If the astra is there, the way we see that atomic energy is almost parallel to this Brahmastra. Prabhupada writes in the purport that Brahmastra is almost like an atomic bomb. But then he says that far superior to atomic bomb it is in terms of its accuracy and power. Atomic bomb can create harm only to one city max. But then the Brahmastra can wipe out one planet also. So that is the power. So the way the atomic energy also has a destructive and constructive both uses. Similarly, this also will have constructive and destructive uses. We have seen only destructive uses. Then it was taught in Gurukul, that means it has some constructive use. That's for sure. Everything has constructive and destructive use. Knife has constructive use and destructive use. Rifle has constructive use, destructive use, both. So power means always power can be used nicely and power can be used badly also. Okay, text 22. Okay, 21 is done?
No.
Okay, 21 translation.
Thereupon, a glaring light split in all directions. It was so fiery that Arjuna thought his own life in danger, and so he began to address Lord Sri Krishna.
Please. Arjuna Uvacha Krishna Krishna Mahabhavo Bhaktanam Bhayankaraha Tameko Dahyamanana
Lord Shri Krishna, you are the almighty personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the heart of your devotees. Everyone in the planes of material miseries can find a path of liberation in you only.
So here we see that the Lord is addressed by Arjuna as the ultimate shelter. That Bhaktanam Abhayankaraha, that you make the devotees fearless. So the prayers of Arjuna are from 22nd to 26. These are the prayers he makes to the Lord. So this is all happening when Brahmastra is coming. Okay, text 23. त्वमाद्य पुरुषः साक्षात् ईश्वरः प्रकृते परः मायाम्ब्युदस्य चिच्छक्त्या कैवल्ये स्थित आत्मनि.
You are the original personality of Godhead who expand yourself all over the creation and are transcendental to material energies. You have cast always the effects of material energy by dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge.
Some are here. Okay, you are seeing here. So this 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th and 26th. Arjuna, although he is a friend, but you see that this theme in the prayers, first to glorify, then you put your ardent prayer of need like that. So here, somebody can read this.
All contradictions are resolved in Bhaktavatsala Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.22. Jiva Goswami's Bhakti Sandarbha Anucheda 47. Krishna must take birth in the material world to give happiness to his devotees. He cannot avoid coming. Does this not conflict with his independence? One may say that his supreme independence and his mercy contradict one another. Actually, he is both independent and merciful. Kurma Purana explains the mutual contradictory qualities of the Lord by simply stating that the Supreme Personality of Godhead possesses such mutually contradictory qualities, means all contradictions are resolved only in Him.
Okay, understood? Okay. So the thing is that one we say that Krishna is independent. Another we say that whenever devotees offer prayers to the Lord intently, then Krishna appears. Then how is he independent? One says that he is independent. He may come or may not come. But another says that when devotees are in danger and call, he has to come. So where is the independence? So that means Lord also is dependent on devotees' call. So it may look contradictory. Both are true. Like that. Yeah. This we know that all contradictions are resolved in Krishna, Damodar Lila. Although he is Atmarava, but he is very hungry. Yeah. So he is Prashanta, but still he is angry. Aptakava, but hankering for Yashoda's love. He is husband of goddess of fortune, but he steals butter. He instills fear in that personified, but he fears. So these are all contradictions. He travels by the speed of mind, but he is caught by Yashoda. Although he is the condensed bliss, but cries tears. And he is Ananta, but still bound by the rope of Yashoda. Yeah. So this is Ashwatthama. Shruti. Okay. So now the Acharya says that this is the Lord is addressed here as Adya. Adya means original. So Krishna says that you are also Adya because you are also original. Jiva is original. This is no, you are Adi Purusha. That you are Purusha also. Krishna says you are also Purusha. Because so he says no. He says Sakshat Ishvara. That you are the controller. And he says you are also controlling. And there are so many controllers also in this universe. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu. So then he says, no, you are controller, but you are beyond Prakriti. There are so many controllers inside Prakriti. They are useless. You are controller beyond Prakriti. So, and then Maya Vidacha Chit Shaktya, that he keeps the Maya Shakti away by his own Chit potency. Right? Text 24. स एव जीवलोकस्य मायामोहितचेतसः विधत्से स्वेन वीर्येण श्रेयो धर्मादिलक्षणम्. Yes.
Thus you descends as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are
24.
And yet, though you are beyond the body of energy, you execute the four principles of liberation characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned soul.
Yeah. So here the understanding is, although Krishna is transcendental, but then transcendental doesn't mean indifferent. Transcendental means you are transcendental and still concerned and still merciful. So here we see that Lord is transcendental but not indifferent to the material world, indifferent to conditioned souls. So although he is transcendental, but still he comes in this world to help the good, ultimate good of the conditioned soul. Text 25.
Thus you descend as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are wrapped in meditation upon you.
Yeah. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that it appears that the Lord is partial to his devotees. But then he is partial to his devotees after being impartial to everybody. He gives opportunity for devotional service to everybody, and then who accepts that, then he becomes more concerned for them. It's like text 26. Translation.
O Lord of Lords, how is that this dangerous effulgence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand it.
Yeah. So Arjuna, knowing all the astras also, he was bewildered. And then he's asking for the reason of this whole dangerous effulgence. And then Krishna responds in text 27. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Etedam Drona Putrasya Brahmamastram Pradarshitam Naivasau Veda Samharam Pranabadha Upasthite. So the response of Krishna is given here. Translation.
The
Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Know from me that this is the act of the son of Drona. He has thrown the ends of nuclear energy, Brahmastra, and he does not know how to retract the glaive. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death."
Yeah. So, this is how the Lord says that this is sent by Draunya. Draunya means so Draunaputra, he has sent this, and then very difficult to deal with it. So here Prabhupada writes in the middle of the for the subtle science of chanting hymns is also material, but it has yet to be known by the modern material scientists. You can just imagine if this Brahmastra power comes in the hands of modern man, what will happen? So that's why mercifully it is taken away by the Lord. So here we see that Ashwathama, he had no power to retract. And that's how we see that it is very easy to speak, but it's very easy to restrict the speak. That's why they say that to speak, it takes just a few months in the childhood. कुछ महीनों में सीख जाते हैं how to speak, but how not to speak जिंदगी चला जाता है उसमें, तो समझ में. So to speaking is very easy, how not to speak is very difficult. That's why they say that there are two types of cyclings. One is fast cycling and another is slow cycling, which is difficult. Slow cycling is very difficult. Anybody has experience? Yeah.
Yes, I go first.
So the controlling is more difficult than just letting it go. Okay, to text 28.
But in 24th shloka, like after Arjuna is glorifying Krishna to be the ultimate controller and beyond Maya, why he has to say 24th shloka? Like there is no purpose to. It seems that there is no purpose to 24th shloka. So why he is telling that you have to follow the dharma, the kama, moksha?
No, he is glorifying his different qualities. One quality is he's powerful, another quality is how he presents himself to his devotees. Another quality is he loves his devotees. So it's basically glorifying Krishna with different qualities.
Prayers of
And that's how the discussion came that
Why that was.
that's how some qualities may be clashing each other. And that's how Jiva Goswami gives the explanation that these are contradictions that can be resolved like that.
So that Jiva Goswami comment is follows all these prayers.
Yeah.
Here in the subtler science paragraph, there Prabhupada mentioned that subtler material science is not spiritual, but it has direct relationship with spiritual methods.
Mm-hmm.
Means what here Prabhupada
text 27. Text 27.
Yeah. So for example, the subtle science is like now some semantic technology lot of companies are giving lot of funding for that. That's how, right? So the thing is that the way all material elements have their innate powers. Like we have seen, water has its own power. It can create electricity. The air has its own power. So similarly now recently the power of atom is discovered. Power is there. So similarly the power also is there in the sound. But then till now there is no correlationship, or we have no access to release that power for our use. We see in the Ramayana Mahabharata that power is used in terms of giving curse, chanting some mantras, creating something with the mantras. So that mantra power practically used. So this is a material science. Any yogi can do that. But then higher, superior access to that material sound power is when we chant Hare Krishna. So that is even yogis also, they don't have access to that. So it's like that. But then the process is same. Extracting power from sound. Like that. It's more subtle. Okay. Where are we? So, huh? 28. Translation done?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in the military science, subdue this weapon's glare with the power of your own weapon.
Yeah. So he says that Brahmastra can be counteracted by Brahmastra only. So you send second Brahmastra. Like that. Text 29. Suta uvacha Shutva bhagavata proktam Falgunaha paraviraha Spruštva pastam parikramya Brahmam brahmastram sandhathe.
Sri Suta Goswami said, hearing this from the personality of Godhead, Arjun touched water for purification, and after circumventing Lord Krishna, he cast Brahmastra weapon to counteract the other one.
Yeah. So we see that how the higher powers are achieved. That's how its use will be decided. If the higher powers are used by one's own, and then for one's own glorification, then surely that powers will be misused. But if that higher powers are gained by the blessings of the superiors, then more chances there that powers will go in right channel. So here the example is given of Arjuna and Ashwatthama, that Arjuna got his power by superior worship. He worshipped Krishna, that you please bless me so that I can use this Brahmastra. And then, because his mentality was like that, then he used that properly. Ashwatthama was not like that. He felt that this power belongs to me and I will use what I want to do it. And that's how, that is a very nice mentality where it is misused mostly. And we can see in this world, one's own capacity is given more kind of preference, more value than the superior blessings, like that. People feel more proud to tell that I achieved something on my own. I stand on my own legs. I constructed this empire without anybody's help. That is given more weightage in current scenario than somebody says by the mercy of, only devotees you will find saying like this, by mercy of Krishna, by mercy of devotees, by mercy of Prabhupada. Outside they don't see like that. They say only my own mercy. It's my own thing. Nobody. So that is the difference. That that's how we see that. I don't know how many of you have seen, but then well-cultured small kids, even if you give them chocolate, they will look at Papa, Mummy. They will look. क्या करना है लेना है कि नहीं लेना. Unless the father says ले लो, then only they'll take. See, that's culture. So here, Arjuna immediately saw Krishna. क्या करना है? It's not that he has no power. He can also shoot Brahmastra immediately. But then he asked the permission from Krishna. क्या करना है? Then he said okay. Then he did it. Okay, text 30. Translation.
Arjuna is with Krishna directly. So why he needs separate purification to touch the water? Like it appears like he did some ritual to purify himself. Like he is directly in touch with Krishna.
Yeah, we are directly in touch with Krishna. Still, we need the procedures to be done. It's like that. Although we are chanting Hare Krishna, but still we take bath every day. So both things should not be. It is not that because I am chanting Hare Krishna, I don't need to take bath. No, it's not like that. Although we are in touch with Krishna, still we have his body. Still we have so many things that need these things.
Ashwatthama also tells this what before. The procedure is there.
For Ashwatthama it will be needed.
That is a procedure for Brahmastra.
To start the car, you will put the key. So it is a procedure to remove the Brahmastra.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, text 30. Translation. Who is reading?
When the rays of the two Brahmastras combined, a great circle of fire, like the disk of the sun, covered all outer space, and the whole firmament of planets.
Yeah. Text 31. Translation.
All the population of the three worlds was scorched by the combined heat of the weapons. Everyone was reminded of the Samvartaka fire, which takes place at the time of annihilation.
Yeah, text 32.
Thus,
Translation.
seeing the disturbance of the populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both Brahmastra weapons as Lord Shri Krishna desired.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada writes in the purport that the world can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord and not by the whims of any tiny politicians. So Prabhupada writes that many times they say that so much atomic energy is there, so many people they have, so many nations they have, and the whole world is in danger, it can be wiped off. Prabhupada says not possible. So America has no sufficient power to wipe out the whole world. That's not possible. Neither China, neither Russia, anybody has that power. So Krishna is not so cheap, or this Krishna's creation is not so cheap that it can be wiped off by one person. And then Prabhupada writes at another place that even if they wipe it off, Krishna can make it within 1 second. So it's not that. Parikshit Maharaj was attacked and then within 1 second he revived him. So for Krishna it's not such a thing. Prabhupada writes, similarly, there are many agents of all powerful Lord, and his will only can one execute what he desires. So here we see that Ashwatthama sent his Brahmastra, and then Ashwatthama has already sent his Brahmastra, and both were retracted by Arjuna. Text 33. Translation.
Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger, like two red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him with ropes like an animal.
Yeah, so here there are nice pictures are there. So this was the Arjuna shooting Brahmastra. And these are the two Brahmastras. That was creating trouble to the whole universe. And this is how Ashwatthama was caught. Yeah. Text 34.
Abandoning Aswasthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. The personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, looking on with his lotus eyes, spoke to angry Arjuna.
Yeah. So here both are angry. Who? Krishna is also angry and Arjuna also angry. So, but then the description is given here that Arjuna's eyes were like a hot red copper, and Krishna's eyes were red, but they were like lotus red. So that is the difference. That Krishna is transcendently angry. So that's how Prabhupada writes. This means that the angry mood of Arjuna and that of the Lord are not on the same level. And then why it is not like that? It is written ahead. That when ordinary person becomes angry, he causes some trouble to next person. And when Krishna is angry, he also causes trouble to next person. But the difference is, when Krishna puts his anger on somebody, he is blessed. Like that. So who was blessed like that? Kamsa was blessed like that. Hiranyakashipu was blessed like that. So even if Krishna becomes angry and he shoots that anger to somebody, that person is blessed, becomes liberated. Okay, why Krishna is angry? He's not supposed to be. Yeah, so Krishna loves Pandavas, Krishna loves Draupadi, and when Draupadi is distressed, Krishna was very angry. That was his family members, no? Yeah. Text 35.
Lord Sri Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing their relative of a Brahmana, Brahmabandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep.
Okay, so here now the arguments regarding what to do with Ashwatthama starts. Because different personalities will come and they'll say, मार दो. कुछ आएंगे बोले नहीं नहीं छोड़ दो. So that whole arguments comes up now. So now the first 35 to 39, Krishna supports killing. Krishna is telling why Ashwatthama needs to be killed immediately. And then amazingly, if you see the whole thing, Krishna convinces Arjuna that you should kill him. And then Arjuna takes, and then Draupadi convinces him not to kill him. And she gives so many reasons why not to kill him. And then you understand, it's like when Draupadi gives that argument, the supporters also support that argument. And in that support, who is supporter? Yudhishthira Maharaj, Nakul Sahadev, and Krishna also supports. Krishna, yeah, not to be killed. Don't kill. And then Bhima comes, he says, no, it should be killed. Then Krishna says, okay, both should be done. Do something. So, Krishna just appears that he's changing the parties. From here to there, there to here. Whole thing he was doing just to test Arjuna. That how Arjuna is handling this. Like that. Yeah. So this is 35, huh? So that's how this word Brahma Bandhu is used here. And then Prabhupada writes in the purport that just because someone is a son of Brahmana, he doesn't qualify to become a Brahmana, being son of Brahmana. He has to qualify himself by the qualities of Brahmana. Then he is called as Brahmana. And then Prabhupada gives example of a high court judge. Judge is a qualification. It's not a birthright. That son of a judge cannot claim himself a judge. He has a upper edge above other people in terms of being qualified. But then unless he is qualified, he cannot be called a judge. 36. So this gives the codes of religious war. That how what things should be done, what should not be done. Will chant. Mattam pramattam mattam suktam balam striyam jadam prapannam viratham bhitam naripum hanti dharmave. Translation.
A person who knows the principles of religion does not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated, insane, asleep, afraid, or devoid of his chariot. Nor does he kill a boy, a woman, a foolish creature, or a surrendered soul.
Yeah, so these are the codes of religious warfare. That this personality should not be harmed, killed. Someone who is mad, someone who is intoxicated, sleeping, like that, without any weapon. Somebody is a boy or woman or like that, should not be killed. But then this Ashwatthama has killed. So he has surpassed or crossed the religious codes. So that he needs to be killed. Text 37. Translation.
A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions.
So he is telling that killing of Ashwatthama is good for Ashwatthama. Because anyway, if you don't kill, he will go to hell and suffer a lot. Better you kill him and save him from future hell. So previously he said that because Ashwatthama has to be killed because he has done something wrong. He is a criminal and need to be killed. Now Krishna is giving second argument that it is good for Ashwatthama to be killed. Otherwise he will suffer more. So better you only give him suffering and finish it off. Prabhupada writes very nice purport. Prabhupada writes, a life for a life is just punishment for a person who cruelly and shamelessly lives at the cost of another's life. So basically, this also goes, good kind of argument happens in the media and outside, whether the capital punishment is good or bad. Some say that फांसी देना ही चाहिए, नहीं तो लोग सुधरेंगे नहीं. कुछ बोलते नहीं, शिक्षा देना चाहिए लेकिन इतना नहीं देना चाहिए. Because killing somebody is not good. So some people are against giving capital punishment, फांसी. They say that even if somebody may be a criminal to great extent, don't give him chance to become better person. Right? Even he may be a terrorist, but then he is also person. So give him chance. So whatever, it goes on here and there. But then the thing is this only. Life for life. If you have taken life, then your life has to be taken. That's how, that is a religious and that is beneficial for the person who has done any crime.
Then why in text 36 it is mentioned like that?
What?
Who should not be killed, who is careless, intoxicated. What kind of religion is that?
He has, quoting this, that Ashwatthama has crossed all these rules.
Person who knows religion, he will not kill an enemy who is careless, intoxicated.
So?
What kind of religion is that? The enemy has done this act of killing somebody, and he has to be killed.
Yeah, right. So?
Text 38 is saying that if amongst these people, if they has caused some harm, some mad person has killed someone, so this one case where it says that it should not be killed.
Yeah, it should not be killed. Even in normal court, if somebody has killed somebody and it is proven that this person is mad, so then they are not punished the way a simple, kind of a plotted plan of murder is done. Both punishments will be different. That's all. Even previously it was like that. That same mistake was done by 4 people: Shudra, Brahmana, Vaishya, like the Kshatriya. But then Yudhishthira Maharaj gave different punishment for different person. Shudra, he very severely beatings were given. When Vaishya came with the same mistake, he was fined. That he has to pay fine. And that was like death for him. And then the Kshatriya, he was given warning and then was insulted like that. And that was death for him. And Brahmana, he just said that it's not good for you. Never do it again. That's it. He was left. And that was like death for Brahmana. So depending on different person, the punishment also will be different. So if somebody is mad, even if he kills, he is not punished the way a person who is aware is killed. But that whole shloka was for Ashwatthama, that he did not do it properly.
So in case of Ashwatthama, how was killing been ensured because he was a Chiranjeevi? So how can one kill him? Because it does not apply to him. Because of one of the Chiranjeevis, 6 Chiranjeevis. So how can one kill him?
He is not killed. So he was made Chiranjeeva, that is a curse. Chiranjeeva. It was not a blessing.
He had money already by which he cannot be killed.
But that money was taken away, na? So Chiranjiva was the punishment given to him, that you suffer endlessly. That was not a boon.
And probably previous times kings were had this authority to punish people, and many times killing used to happen for silly reasons. Like some argument with the king or something which king doesn't like it, and he used to punish. He had the right to kill a person. So in that case, does the karma go to the king?
Yes, if he is doing it irreligiously for his own, then the karma will go. That was the whole justification was given to Jadabharat by King Raghugana. He said, I am the king, you are Praja, and then if you are not doing right, I have a right to chastise you. Raghugana, this Jadabharat said, see, I am not your Praja. Your Praja is there in your kingdom. This is not your kingdom. This is jungle. What is Praja? Don't think that the whole world is your Praja. So that was one thing. And then he said that, who is the king? So he said, that yesterday I was king, today you are king, tomorrow you will not be the king. So we should not take on the responsibility ourselves only to punish others. तो खुद पुलिस नहीं होना चाहिए. Generally people they do like that. कुछ ऐसे रास्ते पे झगड़ा चल रहे हैं तो जाके दो चार लगा के आता. So that is not. So you don't become a police. You act accordingly. So Prabhupada writes nicely in this purport.
One interesting thing, 26th shloka, one of the word which is Veeratham. The one without chariot should not be killed.
Yeah.
And I heard Krishna will only tell Arjuna to kill Karna.
Yeah. So that is special.
It seems that clarification of Varna is still not there that time also. The clarification of Varna was not there that time also. That is why there is so much confusion for punishing Ashwatthama.
No, it is clear. That's why there was confusion was there. Because some were considering him Brahmana and some were not considering him Brahmana. That's how the confusion was there.
It is not, it does not clear is Brahmana or not. That's why
It was very clear that he was not a Brahmana. His activity were not Brahmana. But his birth was Brahmana. And he was connected to very nice Brahmana, and that is Dronacharya. So that's where the confusion was.
that's what there is no clarification in which Varna he belongs.
That's Brahmabandhu is proper.
Brahma Vanda is there, then Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is not.
Brahmabandhu, not a Kshatriya. So that is a grey zone between Brahmana and Kshatriya. Like that. Okay. So the Prabhupada writes nicely in the purport that life for life. When somebody is given punishment, capital punishment, then that is good for that soul. Why? First thing, Prabhupada writes, that it saves the criminal from going to hell. That because otherwise, if you don't punish, tomorrow he'll be in hell, rotting there, and suffering more than just one death. So, when you are giving him punishment in this life, next life he is not suffering. So, actually you are saving his next life suffering. Right? And when you kill him now, that is lower punishment than in future more he will be punished. So when you are giving now, that is like a lower punishment. You just kill him once. Next time he has to be killed many times then, unnecessarily. So giving now only capital punishment is better. And then some of the scriptures, religious scriptures, they quote that somebody has killed somebody and he is a criminal, and if king punishes him by capital punishment, that he is hanged to death, then he is purified of that sin so much that if it is a possible, he can directly at the time of death can go to heaven also. Some of the scriptures say like that. So that was the power of king's punishment. That king can deal with the sin of that person by appropriately giving him a punishment. It's like that. And that's why king was considered like a Naradev, that he is the ruling on behalf of the Lord, like that. Then in the end, Prabhupada writes about the murder, and then Prabhupada writes about killing animal. So very nice 6 reasons he gives why the no meat eating, killing of animal should not be done. First reason he says that it is not a food for civilized man, and that's why the meat eating is not allowed. Second thing he says that sins are incurred because of killing. And then he says that 6 people they incur this sin. He who gives permission, he who kills the animal, who sells the slaughtered animal, who cooks the animal, who administers distribution of the food stuff, and at last, who eats such cooked animal food, are all murderers, and all of them are liable to be punished by the laws of nature. So, meat eating, not only you do crime, but you put other 5 people also in that crime by killing an animal. Third thing, Prabhupada writes that one has no right to kill, and as we can't create a life. Because if we can't give life, we have no reason to kill. We are not. And then fourth reason he gives is, he talks about the bali, sacrificing animal in the fire sacrifice. He says that is a concession and not a recommendation. So meat eating spoken in Vedas, that is spoken as a concession, not as a recommendation. And then he talks that animal sacrificed, both are benefited. The animal who is sacrificed is benefited because he gets human birth, and the person who has done it with proper procedure, he is relieved of sins. That's how Yudhishthira Maharaj was told to do Ashwamedha Yajna. Because he had done this whole war, so the people had told him that you do this yajna. And then 6th reason is said, as Prabhupada writes, the material world is the last line. The material world is itself a place always full of anxieties, and by encouraging animal slaughters, the whole atmosphere becomes polluted more and more by war, pestilence, famine, and many other unwanted calamities. So the 6th reason for this no meat eating is the atmosphere is polluted by such wars and anxieties and violence like that. So that's why the animals should not be killed. Text 38. Translation.
Furthermore, I have personally heard you promise Draupadi that you would bring forth the head of the killer of her sons.
Yeah. So the next reason Krishna gives is that you are a Kshatriya, you have promised, and then just fulfill it. So you remember first reason he gave?
He has committed sin.
He has committed sin, he has to be killed. Second? Good for him. Third, now his reason is given.
Keep the promise.
Yeah, you promised, so just fulfill the promise. Text 39. Translation.
This man is an assassin and murderer of your own family members. Not only that, but he has also dissatisfied his master. He is but the burned remnant of his family. Kill him immediately.
Yeah. So he said that he has not done right for anybody. He has not done right for Pandavas. He has not done right duty as a Dronacharya's son. He has not done a right duty even to Duryodhana, because Duryodhana was not very happy when he saw that you killed 5 Pandavas' sons. So that's how he says that he is useless. So he is a murderer and he has not pleased anybody, so you kill him. Text 40. So here now the how Krishna was examining the great Arjuna. Suta uvacha evam parikshita dharmam parthaha krishnena choditaha नैच्छद्धन्तुं गुरुसुतं यद्यप्यात्महनं महान् Who is reading?
Suta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Ashwatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members.
So, Krishna was just examining Arjuna in the whole this process, that how Arjuna acts. And then purport Prabhupada writes, second paragraph, Lord Sri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly to kill just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. How he is dutiful to religion, dutiful to his responsibility as husband, dutiful to like that, as a warrior. Okay, so we'll end here for first session. Attendance. Aditya Rampu.